All right, guys, looking forward to the Indy Grand Prix of Alabama. I think this is gonna be a really cool race. It may look like I'm trackside, I'm not. I'm in front of a green screen, which I don't have access to a studio either. I'm in my apartment in Brooklyn. So this is what paying $50,000 for film school gets you, trackside action. So let's get into it. All right, guys, race number 3, the Indy GP. Is that what it's called? Is it the Indy GP of Barber, something like that? The Honda Indy Grand Prix of Alabama. Really looking forward to this race. I think there's gonna be a lot of diversity tomorrow compared to other races on who's on top and who's pulling ahead. And we're already seeing that with the qualifying. It's been a pretty exciting day for qualifying. So looking ahead to Barber, there's an all-Rahal front row, which I'm sure that's been a while since that's been the case. Graham Rahal starting second. Interestingly enough, he qualified on black tires, where Takuma Sato on pole, which I'm on Team Taku, so I'm very happy about that, qualified on red tires. So that's kind of the first thing that I was surprised by, is the red tires aren't really doing that much more than the black tires. And if you talk to somebody from Cincinnati, they're gonna get confused when you say that. If you go up to them, just say, oh, the reds suck, they're gonna be like, well, yeah, they have for years. You have to specify that you're talking about the tires. But the red tires have not done much in Alabama. And so I think that's gonna be a big thing. Tomorrow at the race is seeing when teams utilize that mandatory red tire. Are they gonna start the race with it to get it out of the way, or are they gonna end with it possibly to like kind of get ahead on the black tires if those are better? So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that shakes out in the race. And really how the Rahals manage being in the front of the field, because you have these teams in IndyCar that are very used to being at the front of the field, your Penske's and your Ganassis, your Andretti's from time to time. And so I think there's like an external pressure of like, okay, I'm in the front row, I have to retain this lead. We saw that last week with Colton Herta, kind of him being on the hot seat with the former champion bearing down on him. So really looking forward to that. Speaking of Colton Herta, my God, 18 years old and he's winning. I think he's 19 now. I think his birthday was like last week or something like that. But when I was 19 years old, I was working at a Target and a morning radio station. And frankly, I wasn't good at either of them. So Colton Herta coming out 19 years old, 18 years old, winning IndyCar races, his Tinder account is probably a mess right now. Good for Colton Herta. The top 6 was really interesting. So Sato, Rahal, Scott Dixon, Hinch, Bourdais, and Pidgeot. Spencer Pidgeot, I think that's his name. Really interesting. That's not many guys besides the quiet Kiwi Scott Dixon that you really see on the front row a lot. Obviously Bourdais, Hinch, Rahal, there's guys there that have been racing for a long time, but you just don't usually see them on the front. So I'm really excited to see that first 6 cars. How that shakes out tomorrow, I'm really excited about this race. People to surprise us maybe in the race tomorrow. So Herta, again, Colton Herta, you can never rule him out. At this point, he's been so good in every race he's done. It'll be really interesting to see where he comes from. Santino Ferrucci, we'll see what happens. He's qualifying, I think he's right up in the top 10, so he could do something tomorrow as long as he doesn't get a call during the race. And then Bourdais, obviously, the French fry. We all like him. I know he was a little bit frustrated with his car this weekend, not feeling like he had much speed, or the speed wasn't very consistent, but let's see what happens. I think it'd be fun. And of course the mare. And Hinch I'd love to see win, because you know, he's been kind of hot and cold over the last few years. He won last year, I believe it was Iowa. So he's had wins, he's had good he's had good grid position, stuff like that. But I'd like to see him win like a good solid race from like start to finish. So, you know, and honestly, because he's the mayor, I kind of feel like he should just pass an ordinance that every car has to start after him. You know, I think that's usually how things go politically. So why not just create laws around you being the best? Anyway, so Indy, I keep forgetting the name of this race. The Honda Indy Grand Prix of Alabama tomorrow. Very excited about it. Stay tuned. I'll do another video after it, do some takeaways, but I'm really excited for this race. Stay tuned.